and neon signs. I was colorblind, 'cause the only thing I saw was love in his eyes. Now he's gone like a water in a drought. Oh, he's gone like a river in a down south. Oh, he's gone. And it's time to face the facts. Oh, he's gone, and he ain't coming back. And there was a time when he was my life. He could take my hands and lead me through the pines. But there's no point in bringing up the past, 'cause I can't change a damn thing now that he's left. Now he's gone like a money on a dash. Oh, he's gone like lightning in a flash. Oh, he's gone. And it's time to face the facts. Oh, he's gone, and he ain't coming back. And I won't shed a single tear. I look to my left and wish you were here. And I'll be brave and face the truth, 'cause moving on is all I can do. Now he's gone like a water in a drought. Oh, he's gone like a river headed down south. Oh, he's gone. And it's time to face the facts. Oh, he's gone, and he ain't coming back. He's gone, and he ain't coming back. Hi, everybody. It's so nice to be performing for y'all this afternoon. It is a beautiful day, and we are Magnolia Wind. This next song is it's a little bit about our journey and how we made it here to Nashville. We didn't have a lot of money when we first arrived, and so we had to live on the not-so-good side of town. And we ended up writing a song about that. This is called All New to Me. In this corner of the city, apartment C9, it ain't nothing fancy, but it's all mine. I hung the will curtains, picture frames, a dusting of memories and a brand new place. There's a chip on the rim of this summer that I fill with dreams and caffeine. God's second hand, it's just hopes and wishes keeping my heart alive. And everything else been used, worn, faded and torn, and it ain't much to see, but it's all new to me. I got hold of dreams, but I feel blessed to be where I'm at, chasing happiness. I got a dollar in my pocket for that $1 million dream, and I'm saving all my lucky pennies. There's a chip on my rim of this summer that I fill with dreams and caffeine. I got second-hand visions, hopes and wishes keeping my heart alive. And everything else been used or worn, faded and torn, and it ain't much There's one bar stool and one spotlight on a makeshift stage with a muffled mic. But Lord, it feels like home every time I sing, 'cause every note, every word is part of me. There's a chip on my heel and this song like that I feel with dreams and caffeine. I got second-hand dishes, hopes and wishes, keeping my heart alive. And everything I've always been a used reward, faded and torn. And it ain't much to see, but it's all new to me. In this corner of the city, apartment C9, there ain't nothing fancy, it's all mine. Thank you. There are pieces of you in every pawn shop in town, 'cause I can't stand the feeling that you're not around. But when I close my eyes, I see you at night. And you're running through my mind like old reruns, punching through the static like smoking guns. I hear you say my name like nothing has changed. And the only thing we share are stars in the sky. But I can swear to God, I can feel you tonight. 'Cause I'm too scared to be alone, so I'm living with ghosts. And I'm living with ghosts. I go by the church on 2nd Avenue, 'cause passing through the city makes me closer to you. I know it sounds crazy, but I feel you with me. And the only thing we share are stars in the sky. But I can swear to God, I can feel you tonight. 'Cause I'm too scared to be alone, so I'm living with ghosts. Yeah, living with ghosts. Now I walk this earth like I'm dead inside, 'cause if I'm numb, you'll be by my side. And this is where I'll stay, and you'll never fade. And the only thing we share are stars in the sky. But I can swear to God, I can feel you tonight. 'Cause I'm too scared to be alone, so I'm living with ghosts. Yeah, I'm living with ghosts. Thank you so much.
So I want to.
Now, we get asked the question a lot, are we married? And yes, we are. I personally couldn't imagine doing this, traveling and doing all what we do without someone I absolutely love. And we actually wrote a song about how we met. And we're from Nashville, and so we met on 21st Avenue, if y'all haven't been there. And we met at a bar called Sam's, and we just talked about music all night long. And, well, we ended up getting married a few years later, and we ended up writing a song about that night. This is called I Want To. Honey, all you gotta do is ask. I'll take your hand and never look back. 'Cause falling in love, it ain't that hard. So come on and fall into my arms tonight. And all you gotta do is say the word. I swallow my past like I've never been hurt. And lay in the cold, cold sheets until the sun meets our faces. Now ain't it funny how strangers know the truth? Just a glance standing across the room. Well, you don't know me and I don't know you, but I got a feeling that I want to. Yeah, I got a feeling that I want to. All we gotta do is take a chance. Remember what it's like living on the edge of something real and beautiful. Not being afraid of being someone's fool. Now ain't it funny how strangers know the truth? With just a glance standing across the room. Well, you don't know me and I don't know you, but I got a feeling that I want to. Yeah, I got a feeling that I want to. What happens if we never meet again? And we let this moment slip right through our hands, right through our hands. Ooh, ain't it funny how strangers know the truth? With just a glance standing across the room. Well, you don't know me and I don't know you, but I got a feeling that I want to. Yeah, I got a feeling that I want to. All you gotta do is ask. I'll take your hand and never look back. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, we've got one more song for you.
We are Magnolia Wind. If you want to keep up with us, we are on Instagram, Facebook, Amazon Music, Spotify, all that jazz. We've loved performing for y'all today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon. This is our song called Don't Belong. In the corners of my mind, in the shadows of my thoughts, there's always been darkness, like I've already lost. And I can't trust tomorrow, and I can't live through the day. It's hard to keep it together when I'm easy to break. Guess the world gets on, spinning up, you're up, disappear. Guess that they'll keep on breathing like there's no disappear. I guess if they'll keep on breathing like there's nothing to fear. When I burn with no wings, it's a sad, sad song and a broken soul. I guess the world keeps on spinning after I disappear. Guess if they'll keep on breathing like there's nothing to fear. When I burn with no wings, it's a sad, sad song and a broken soul. I just don't belong. No, I just don't belong. No, I just don't belong.
All right, thanks, guys.
Have a great evening. Afternoon.
Please welcome Karen Stout, President and CEO, Achieving the Dream.
Good afternoon. Woo! That is not Karen Stout. I want to thank the Magnolia Winds for entertaining us before we got started. Let's give them a round of applause. Welcome to Nashville. Known as the Athens of the South because of the number of post-secondary educational institutions in the area, 24 in total with an enrollment of nearly 75,000 students. And welcome to Dream 18, Achieving the Dream's 14th annual convening. A convening night like no other in higher education. A convening whose design is driven by our collective values and beliefs around equity and inclusion, the local generative power of community colleges, and our collective commitment to improve success for all students, especially low-income students and students of color. It is now my honor and privilege to welcome to the stage Dr. Pam Ettinger, president of Bunker Hill Community College. Dr. Ettinger joined the ATD Board of Directors in 2016, and with this meeting, through nomination and unanimous support of her board peers, she is moving into the role of board chair with this meeting at DREAM. Congratulations, Pam. Dr. Ettinger's personal and professional stories are compelling. She immigrated with her family to the United States from Hong Kong at the age of 11, growing up in Miami, Florida. And she made her way to Barnard College, earning a bachelor's degree in English and later a master's degree and doctorate in modern Japanese literature from Columbia University. She's worked inside community colleges in a number of positions since 1993, in academic affairs, in institutional advancement, in student services, and in marketing relations. And after serving as president of Moore Park College in California for a number of years, in 2013, she was appointed as president of Bunker Hill Community College. Bunker Hill was designated as a leader college in the Achieving the Dream Network in 2011, and in 2014 was a co-winner of Achieving the Dream's highest honor, the Leah Meyer Austin Award. We did that because we were the co-winners, Montgomery County Community College and Bunker Hill Community College. Dr. Ettinger serves on a number of local and national boards, and in 2016, she was honored at the White House as a champion of change. Join me in welcoming Dr. Pam Ettinger.
Welcome to DREAM 2018. Woo! How many of you found your room the first time around? Try again. So welcome. It is so terrific to see all of you here. This feels like graduation. This is what it feels like on a campus when we come together and we know that we've done our work well together. So this is the 14th year of DREAM, and our journey to student success over the years in Achieving the Dream has not always been an easy one, but we have persevered, and the results become more and more apparent every day. We have over 2,000 attendees in this particular venue this year. Your attendance here is a testament to the ongoing commitment to student success by institutions like yours and ours across the country and even across the world. We are joined by our colleagues from South Africa, who has been with us for a number of years. Oh, where are you? Wave your arms, please. Oh, there they are. And this year, we also have the good fortune of our colleagues from New Zealand joining us for the first time. And where's our New Zealand delegation? There they are. As we all face the fiscal challenges in our states and the uncertainty at the federal level, there has never been a more important time for us to do the work that we do at our colleges and institutions. And as ATD grows, we're also growing and diversifying our board of directors. And we're bringing in new voices and new perspectives to support our mission. Now I would like to introduce board members, and I will ask them to stand as I introduce them. Please hold your applause until they are all announced and standing. We have Alex Johnson, Christine Johnson, Eduardo Padron, Greg Williams, Javier Miyares, John Mutz, and our very own Leah Meyer Austin, Lou Testoni, Mary Alice McCarthy, Mike Villarreal, Wes Moore, and we have a member of our board of directors, our chair, our outgoing chair, Dr. Robert Templin Jr. He's not with us because he had to leave unexpectedly. We honored Bob last night for the terrific work that he did over a decade in helping us establish ATD and helping us through our current transformation. So he sends his regrets of not being able to greet you, and he also sends his congratulations. So a round of applause, please, to our board members. And now I would like to invite Karen Stout back on stage with me. Oh, there she is.
So as Dr. Ettinger mentioned, you actually are nearly 2,300 strong, one of our largest dreams ever. You represent 323 colleges across 45 states and Washington, D.C., as well as an international representation from South Africa and New Zealand. With us today also are representatives from our many partner organizations, including our founding partners. And I'm going to list these partners, and it will sound like alphabet soup. I'm not going to spell out, I'm just going to do the acronyms. But our founding partners, CCRC, JFF, MDC, AACC, and MDRC are all here today. And newer partners, and let's give them a round of applause. And newer partners, including AHEC, Phi Theta Kappa, the Dana Center, Carnegie, CESI, Aspen, AIR, the College Promise Campaign. They don't have an acronym yet, they're too new. As well as NACADA, UIA, SCUP, NASPA, EDUCAUSE, CALE, and AQ. Please join me in thanking all of our partner organizations. This work would not be possible without the investments of the philanthropic community, and we have representatives from many of Achieving the Dream's longtime and new investors who you will meet throughout the week. There are two that I want to call out this evening because of their special contributions over the last year to Achieving the Dream. First, representatives from the Great Lakes Higher Education Corporation for their partnership with the tribal colleges and universities who have joined our network in the past year. Please join me in thanking Great Lakes. And also, we have with us this evening representatives from the Woodward Hines Education Foundation. This foundation has awarded a 4-year grant to 2 Mississippi community colleges, Kaihoma and Mississippi Gulf, to join the 2018 cohort, moving our work now into 40 states. Are there representatives from the Mississippi community colleges in the room? Where are you? Thank you. Coaching is a signature strength and component of the ATD way. Also with us tonight are many of our Achieving the Dream leadership and data coaches. ATD defines coaching as embedded, ongoing, intensive support to guide, nudge, cajole, and sometimes even offer tough love as you move through your ATD work. Please join me in recognizing and thanking our coaches, and will our coaches stand? I know you're all throughout the audience. Thank you for all you do. I also extend a special welcome to our inaugural group of Dream Fellows. These 7 community college professionals are doctoral students in North Carolina State University's Envisioning Excellence for Community College Leadership program. Over the course of Dream, they'll be attending sessions to identify and synthesize key findings and themes and trends that we will share back with you and we will use to improve future Dream experiences. So allow me an opportunity to introduce them. Carrie Bartik, Dean of College Initiatives and Assessment at Wake Technical Community College. Where are our Dream Fellows? Are they over here? Kara Battle, Associate Dean, Arts and Sciences, Durham Technical Community College. Susan Burleson, Vice President, Student Success and Communications, Davidson County Community College. David Sullivan, Vice President, Legal Services and Risk Management at Fayetteville Technical Community College. Uh-oh, the robot's starting to wake up. I think he wants to join the cohort of the North Carolina State Doctoral Program. He's singing, so I'll try to speak over him. Michelle Wilson, Director of Development and Project Manager for the Center for Applied Research at Central Piedmont Community College. Yolanda Wilson, Associate Vice President, York Technical College. Oh boy, it's gonna be a long night. Oh my. Connie Wolf, Dean of Arts and Sciences, Surrey Community College. We're eager to learn with you, and I'm inspired by your motivations to be here. Your mission was beautifully articulated by one of the fellows who said this: I am committed to the cause of disrupting generational poverty through education. Thank you for reminding us that the reach of our work goes well beyond completion. Congratulations to the fellows. And finally, I want to recognize and thank our entire Achieving the Dream team. I typically do this at the closing, but think that it's more appropriate this year to do it at the start. You'll meet many of us as we move through the conference at registration, in the exhibit hall, and in presentations. But I think you know that this Achieving the Dream team is as driven as you are to make a difference in the lives of the students that we serve. Will our ATD Dream Team stand to be recognized? And many are out in the hallways, but if you are with the ATD team, this is my 12th dream. 9 as a college president and 3 in service to you as president of Achieving the Dream. And it was at my first dream with a group of faculty leaders that I caught the dream virus. And I just can't seem to shake it. Dream is really unique. There's so much energy and inspiration in this gathering and throughout the week. And most of you are here with teams of colleagues. That makes this gathering different. You leave here with ideas that hone your student success plans back home, but more importantly, you leave here with a network of what I call vision supporters, colleagues you can call on when you get back to your campus. Some things are new to Dream 18. The printed program is leaner. If you notice it, it's leaner. So you'll need the mobile app. So if you haven't downloaded it yet, you can visit, there's a technology booth out by the exhibit hall registration area, and we can help you with tech support. Check out our 20 by 20 sessions where presenters will use 20 slides with 20 seconds per slide to give their remarks. And we have set aside more team time for you this year based on feedback from last year. And my favorite part is that our mornings are starting about 45 minutes later. Unless you have a special breakfast session to attend. There are more of those this year. So unlike any other point in the history of community colleges, you represent the future of America, offering access and opportunities to so many who are looking for signs of hope on the horizon. As an emblem of the future, I want to introduce you to Pepper, who you've already met. Pepper represents the power of innovation and creative potential. On October 10th, 2017, Pepper, a humanoid robot, joined the community of Palomar College in California with the purpose of supporting the college's student success efforts. Pepper is a social robot that can read and respond to emotions. Under the guidance of Dr. Ken Gonzalez, and with AI Campus Solutions, And Dr. Gonzalez is an ATD coach and is now a leader at El Paso Community College. But with Dr. Gonzalez's support, Pepper has been programmed to answer 1,200 common student questions, such as where is the library, how do I apply for financial aid, or where can I pick up my parking pass? And Pepper reached out to me in October via YouTube to ask to attend DREAM. So I said yes. So here's an experiment you're gonna see in progress here. Let's see how this goes. Hi, Pepper. Pepper, do you know what year ATD held the first DREAM conference and where it was hosted?
2 questions. I see. I can handle that. The first DREAM conference was held in 2005 in Tampa, Florida. These questions are too easy. Do you have a more challenging question for me?
Which college has the largest group of attendees this year? Which college has the largest group of attendees this year?
The largest group with 27 individuals attending DREAM this year is Illinois Central College. They are definitely representing. Coming in second, with 26 attendees, is Broward College from Florida. I think I'd like to work there. Hint, hint. Karen, do you have another question for me?
I do, but Broward does have a presidential opening from what I understand, so. Pepper? Can you guess who has traveled the furthest to come to DREAM?
From the United States, the colleges from the Great Islands of Hawaii have traveled the furthest, 4,300 miles to be exact. Aloha, my friends. Hawaii colleges have over 110 representatives attending DREAM from 10 different institutions. Internationally, the South African delegation traveled the furthest overall, at 8,500 miles. For my non-math friends, that's a really far distance. Our friends from New Zealand traveled 8,100 miles. Did you know that I can do more than just answer questions? Let me do a little dance for you.
If you wanted to, these expensive, these is red bottoms, these is bloody shoes. Hit the school, I can get them both, I don't want to choose. And I'm quick, cutting off, so don't get comfortable, look.
Thank you, Pepper. Pepper's going to sleep now. Don't worry, you'll be able to see Pepper again in the exhibit hall. So Pepper embodies the natural evolution of human intelligence. We set Pepper into motion, not to represent a destination, but as part of an ongoing journey, our drive toward knowledge. Our collective work around student success, our progress and our failures, are part of a movement that is now more than a decade in the making. At first, a movement within community colleges primarily, our relentless focus on student success and what we are learning about the structural changes required to see significant and equitable gains and improvement are now seeding a larger movement across most of higher education. We see our colleagues at ASCU, NASPA, APLU, and EDUCAUSE also taking on this difficult student success work, learning with us and from us. As ATD colleges, you have led the seeding of this movement. Many of you are beginning to see significant gains in completion, and you are moving your work into a new generation of reform that supports student success beyond associate degree completion. Earlier in this movement, 2010 to be exact, 6 years into the journey of ATD, ATD and our colleges were highly criticized for not delivering stronger completion returns. But as leaders of this movement, we know that improvement only comes with tireless, unwavering, whole college focus on intentionally redesigning the student experience. We know that the work inside our colleges to lay the foundation for success can take years. And we are learning this again from our work as a partner in the American Association for Community Colleges Guided Pathways effort. 23 of the 30 colleges in the first grant-funded cohort of Pathways Institutes were or are ATD colleges. And early results of Pathways show that ATD colleges with the strongest fundamentals are able to show greater accelerated progress. There's an irony here. Once the target of criticism for not seeing significant enough gains fast enough, we are now at the forefront of understanding what is required for students to succeed in their lives educationally and to thrive in their years beyond completion. So much of what we know about success, individually and institutionally, is about creating an ecosystem of supports that act as a magnet and accelerator of learning and innovation. You may remember last year that David Dotson talked to us about the importance of an ecosystem to surround and support our work. We're here in Tennessee for DREAM, a state with a very strong higher education ecosystem, the Tennessee Promise Program, the recent launch of Tennessee Reconnect, scaled participation by community colleges in Achieving the Dream, with a cadre of 4 colleges in the Achieving the Dream network: Chattanooga State, Jackson State, Roane State, and Southwest Tennessee Community College, and participation in Complete College America's Alliance of States. Leadership is also an important part of the Tennessee story, and that's why I am so honored to welcome Chancellor Flora Tidings, one of our own, to the stage. And I say one of our own because Dr. Tidings has served as president of 2 Achieving the Dream colleges, Athens Technical College in Georgia and Chattanooga State Community College here in Tennessee. Dr. Tidings was appointed chancellor by the Tennessee Board of Regents in 2017. She began her career in Houston County, Georgia school system, and she found her way into higher education and community colleges. She moved on to become Vice President of Academic Affairs at Central Georgia Technical College and was appointed president at Athens Tech in 2003. She moved to Tennessee in 2015 as president of Chattanooga State. And among her accomplishments at Chattanooga State, she ushered in the history-making class of Tennessee Promise students. She understands firsthand that the doors to college that are open for so many because of the Promise programs across this country. And the year that Promise started, Chattanooga State enjoyed a 25% increase in first-time freshman enrollment. She knows that opening the doors requires also a paired approach with a strong focus on completion. So that same year, she led her campus in joining Achieving the Dream. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Tidings.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Tennessee, and specifically welcome to Nashville. I am so glad that you have got 45 minutes more in the mornings because you are going to need it. We are a town of music. You know that we are the Music City, and you know that also many of you are aware that we are a foodie town. So enjoy all that we have to offer here in Nashville. Have a great time. But it is so wonderful to be in a room full of like-minded people that understand that student achievement, that student success is our mission. It's what we're all here to talk about. It's what DREAM brings us all together to do. Karen has asked me to give you just a brief update on what we're doing in Tennessee, so I'm going to spend a few minutes doing that today. But first of all, I want you just to congratulate yourself for a moment. Give yourselves a round of applause for being a part of this phenomenal organization. The Tennessee Board of Regents has been undergoing a great deal of change over the last year. And the best way to initiate change is to take the puzzle box, to dump it out on the table, to look at all the pieces that you have in front of you and put it back together. As we've done that this year, the puzzle that we are trying to make, the picture that we want at the end of the day, begins with student success and workforce development. We have a saying at the Tennessee Board of Regents that it doesn't include student success or workforce development. It's not the business that we're to be engaged in. Our system has strategic initiatives like all of you do, and it begins with access. We have 118,000 students in 13 community colleges and 27 technical colleges. We have student success as strategy number 2, where we awarded 21,855 credentials in 2017. We have been working with research and implementation on our high-impact practices, but above all else, quality must matter in what we're doing. And so I'm very proud to share with you that we have a 97% licensure pass rate on all of our technical programs of study. For any graduate that has to take a state or national exam, we are showing a 97% success rate. Resourcefulness and efficiency. We are proud to say that we have the lowest tuition increase in 25 years this past year, the lowest 3-year average tuition increase since 1977-80. Partnerships and advocacy with over $51 million in 2017 in grants have come into the state of Tennessee. What are we doing with it? Well, the picture has not always been so bright. The graph that you're looking at here shows the college going rate for Tennessee. The national average is right around 66%. The red lines show all of our 95 counties that are not at the college going rate. The green lines show those that are above the college going rate, which is only 15 of our counties. Working toward that goal, our governor in 2014 made a very bold statement. He said that promise is going to make a generational difference in the state of Tennessee. For every high school graduate right out of high school, their tuition and fees will be paid by state dollars. How do we do that? Well, it's not just about giving them the money. It's about providing mentorship, financial aid, and a success framework that we all talk about at dream conventions, that we all are working toward at our colleges to make sure that they have a structured experience while they're with us. It has helped so much in Tennessee that we have raised that rate to 62.5% across the state. We know that in the 3 years that we've had Promise, it's making a huge difference to our students. The first class, the 2015 class, has gone through 4 semesters, 13,287 students, and I'm very proud to share with you today that we've had a 58.3% success rate with this group of students. We also are the highest in the nation for our FAFSA filing. You can't get into college without filling out the FAFSA. It is a fact of life. We also have Senator Lamar Alexander, who's trying to whittle that down to a postcard. So every time you see him, encourage him to keep doing what he's doing. But our FAFSA filing rate, as you see, has gone from 60.4% in 2014 to 73.5% in 2017. Every student in high school fills out a FAFSA. It also is a clear indicator of students that will enroll or continue on into college if they have this already filled out. It has changed the narrative in Tennessee. Free tuition was talked about in the New York Times. We've been talked about at CNN, Politico, and the PBS NewsHour. But more importantly, it's changed the conversation at the dinner table. No longer it's not a matter of will I go to college, it's now a matter of where will I go to college. I also want to talk for just a moment about how do we help these students get prepared to go to college. We're expecting them to go now. It is the expectation that all of our students, once they graduate high school, they will have a college open and available to them. You can talk about students that don't have families that encourage them to go to college, and we all know that we've had experiences where in a family where that is the expectation, those students go to college. That's the expectation that the state of Tennessee has now set for every one of our high school graduates. How do we help them before they get there? Well, on their ACT test, if they take it in high school, when they take it in high school, if they do not score college ready, we have implemented the Seamless Alignment and Integrated Learning Support for High School Seniors called SAILS program. This program started in 2012. It is now in 279 of our high schools across the state of Tennessee. And in 2017, for all students that had to enter into a developmental math course, the SAILS program, we have a success rate of 97%. That means upon graduation, they're ready to go. 13,113 students no longer have to take developmental studies prior to entering into college. They've already completed their developmental ed. We also implemented a co-requisite program 2 years ago. Prior to this co-requisite model, we had a success rate of 12%. Students that come to college and have one or more developmental needs, as all of you in this room know, do not usually graduate. Time is the enemy. 12% is too low. So we've gone with the co-requisite model, and I'm very happy to report that our 2016 numbers at the end of 2017, we had a 57% rate of students passing the co-requisite and moving on into their college courses. I also want to talk for just a moment about the high-impact practices that we are doing across the state as a system. We are one of 2 states that have joined the Gates Foundation Frontier Set. This is aimed at increasing access and success and eliminating any disparate attainment rates for those students. We are working with our experiential learning opportunities. We're working and doing research in academic mindset. And we also have had 2 years of what we call the momentum year for first-time freshmen. 30 hours in the first year, including 9 hours in their program of study. We are increasing the number of relational advisors, and we have in the governor's budget this year an increase for 13 relational advisors across the state to make sure that we are doing this in a systemic way. We are also working with Beyond Financial Aid with Lumina to make sure that we are helping students with wraparound services that fall into that low-income student need. We were also ranked 5th in the country for students studying abroad. The system has a consortium for international studies we call TENSIS. What this allows us to do is to pool our resources across the system so that students can take advantage of the study abroad scholarships. And we know that working with our partner companies, we are an international state. We have companies from all over the world, and so we work to partner with them so that our students can actually have internship and externship opportunities with those international companies. We are proud to talk about our 70 Tennessee transfer pathways that are in 52 disciplines across our state. That's guaranteeing students that out of these 70 areas that they can automatically qualify to enter any of our 4-year public universities across the state of Tennessee, and that those credits are guaranteed to transfer. The TBR staff and college faculty are developing 10 more articulation pathways that will be finished at the end of this year. But there's always more to do. Graduation rates are not at the level that we want them to be because they're not at 100%. So we will continue to strive to do that. The governor has announced at his State of the State address a Complete College Tennessee Act of 2018, which will require all students that are receiving Tennessee Promise to take 30 hours in the first year or their grant funds will be reduced. Now we're going to be able to give them the entire year to do this, so it will be 30 and 12. And we also have put into this act the structured scheduling tied to degree completion. So students won't be allowed to wander around in different paths. They will come into each one of our colleges with a structured schedule in hand. And again, with all of you being dream colleges, you know that this makes a difference and you know that it is the right way to go with scheduling our students. Karen mentioned Reconnect to you. We're really excited about what this is going to do, hopefully in the beginning of fall. The governor announced this at his State of the State address last year, that Reconnect is now scholarship for any adult student in the state of Tennessee that does not already hold a degree. They'll be able to enter a community or technical college tuition and fee free. We had one of our colleges, Pellissippi State, that did a pilot on this beginning in the 17 year, and it increased their adult population by 30%. So we're looking for great things as our adults are going to be hopefully coming back to college. We are targeting students that have some credit but no degree completion. Over the course of this past year, we put together Reconnect teams across all of our campuses. We've had 2 Reconnect academies for academic individuals, faculty to come together and make sure that we are discussing the best ways to educate adults in the state of Tennessee. And then we have been doing Reconnect outreach to adults at all of our campuses, including working with our veterans and our veteran-friendly campuses. This is why achieving the dream is so important. It is because we change lives. We do that one student, one family, one community at a time. We're working hard in Tennessee to make sure that we are providing for the best that we can for the individuals in the state of Tennessee, and I know each of you are doing that for your state. Thank you for being in Tennessee. We're very proud to have you here, and we look forward to continue working with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tidings. The Tennessee story, still in the making, reminds us that our progress in this work is not linear. Sometimes our work is supported by strong state policy, and other times state policies can collide with our institutional and organizational missions and values. Tennessee's higher education policies are strong. I know, being in Tennessee, that I also have to mention, given Achieving the Dream's commitment to equity, that sometimes policies can collide with our values around equity and inclusion. But let's remember that the work of the Tennessee colleges around student success is elevating in their communities the distinctly individual and diverse stories of the students they serve, the higher calling and potential of our work together. Sometimes resistance to our mission or our values can reinforce our purpose and compel us to sharpen and recommit to what we do. I know many of our California colleagues are unable to attend DREAM this year. Last year, 400 California community college colleagues were at DREAM. This year, we have 24 Californians from 6 colleges, plus Pepper. But we will see a full contingent of you next year in Long Beach for DREAM 2019. We're hearing the word infrastructure a lot lately, and we know that infrastructure in our communities includes roads and bridges, mass transportation systems, water systems, and talent. And this understanding of infrastructure has really cemented the partnership between the Kresge Foundation and the field of community colleges, as the foundation recognized years ago that community colleges are a massive pipeline for our communities, especially if more students and especially if more at-promise and historically underserved students can gain credentials and degrees that improve their economic and social mobility and thus strengthen the fabric of the communities in which they live, work, and serve. Kresge's investments are all around us, touching many Achieving the Dream colleges. Many of you are here because of Kresge investments in you directly, and some indirect Kresge investments that are touching colleges in this room through their support of the Jobs for the Future Student Success Centers. And Kresge's investments are supporting ATD's partnership with our Working Student Success Network, as well as supporting our partnership with the South African University colleagues. Therefore, it's my distinct honor to introduce Elaine Rosen, Chair of the Kresge Board of Trustees and founding trustee of the Foundation for Maine's Community Colleges. Elaine joined the Kresge Board in 2004, and she became chair in 2007. And I can tell you, Elaine is driven to serve. In addition to her work with Kresge, she chairs the Board of Assurant, serves on the Board of Directors of K-Force, is the founding trustee of the Foundation for Maine's Community Colleges, serves on the Board of Directors for Preble Street, and has worked in the past as chair of the University of Southern Maine Foundation and the Greater Portland United Way. Please welcome Elaine Rosen.
Well, thank you, Karen. That was a very kind welcome and introduction, and thank you to all of you. I can go home and say this is a first for me. I had never been on a stage that had a robot on beforehand, so. I'd like to thank all of you who value your institution and your student success so highly that you've dedicated your valuable time this week to join Achieving the Dream's Dream Conference. I'm in awe of this room, of the tremendous participation here in Nashville this week, and that clearly demonstrates the enormous value that Achieving the Dream brings to inspiring work going on in our nation's community colleges, and I'm so honored to be here. I'd like to thank Achieving the Dream Board of Directors and staff for the opportunity to speak on behalf of the Kresge Foundation here today. As I tell you a bit about myself, I hope you'll come to understand just why I feel being here is so important. Growing up in Portland, Maine, I never doubted that I would go to college. In my family, it was simply a given. My parents were both children of Jewish immigrants and had been among the first in their families to attend college. For me, it would be a 4-year liberal arts education because that was what we knew. I did just that, receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree from Colgate University. And as I worked my way up the corporate ladder to become the president of a Fortune 100 company, I came to understand why it was that my parents were so determined to send me to college. It was in college that I learned that in business and in life, there is arguably no engine of advancement as powerful as a college degree. I experienced firsthand how having a degree could pave the way for one's future. I learned that once you had the opportunity, that the college experience would provide a set of skills on which one could always rely. What I just hadn't yet been exposed to was the extraordinary value and quality of a community college degree and how essential community colleges are to our nation's higher education equation. That came later. My eyes were opened wide to community colleges when two precious influences in my life converged. The first, through my work with the Kresge Foundation, where I'm so proud to serve as chairwoman of the board, and I have the privilege of leading the discussion of how our foundation invests close to $150 million a year, with nearly 20 million of that going to the nation's and South Africa's higher education system. In 2010, I agree, thank you. In 2010, our education team, ably led by Bill Moses, who is, of course, right here in the front. Please, Bill, stand up. Bill presented some compelling data to our board, the intention of which was to have us reassess and alter the direction of our education funding in a pretty big way. Bill and his team spoke convincingly to us of the imperative to move up the national college attainment rate, which had been flatlined for a very long time. An essential component of this objective was to change the fact that low income and people of color were much less likely than their peers to have a college degree. They really got our attention when they told us that the college attainment rate in the United States of America sat somewhere in the middle of a cohort of developed nations. With so many students, particularly students of color and low-income students, enrolling in community college, if we could move the needle on community college degree attainment, Bill asserted, think what a difference that would make to the nation's overall education level. And I'm so pleased to report that thanks to all of the great work of community colleges represented in this room and elsewhere, great work by forward-thinking politicians, and with support from the Kresge Foundation and other great foundations in the country, that college attainment rate has increased 9 percentage points in the last 8 years. To adapt an old expression, as community colleges go, so goes a nation. It was clear that community colleges were becoming a powerful component of our education system, and I had just had no idea. But as it turns out, two people close to me sure did. Right in my own backyard, in the great state of Maine, my dearest friends, Leon and Lisa Gorman of that wonderful Maine company, LL Bean, were getting involved in Maine's community college system. Now let me explain something. There's the usual way people get involved with things, and then there's the Leon and Lisa Gorman way of getting involved with things. Their way is full pedal to the metal, and their message about the need to raise the stakes and impact of the community college system in Maine really got to me. I will never forget Leon, who has since passed away, declaring that in his view, the community college system was the engine of Maine's economy, and so right he was. Thanks to Bill Moses and the Kresge Foundation for laying the groundwork, and to Leon and Lisa for leading the way in Maine, working to improve on and invest in community colleges now has my intention. In 2009, I joined Lisa as a founding trustee of the newly created Foundation for Maine Community College, which emerged directly from the Gormans' education and support. And I am so delighted that Lisa Gorman is here with us today. Lisa, won't you please stand? We've worked hard in Maine to bring much-needed funding to the Maine system that serves nearly 17,000 students. Since its inception, we've attracted more than $35 million to the foundation, ensuring that the state's 7 community colleges have the resources to provide a high-quality and affordable college education for Maine people. That's especially impressive considering Maine has a median household income of $50,000, and we're a state of only 1.3 million people. That's only twice the size of Nashville. The Maine Community College is proud to be among the Kresge Foundation's $7.5 million of investments in Achieving the Dream and its network, and I am incredibly proud to say that more than 40 people are here with us today from Maine's community college system. A quick round of applause for them. I recently had the chance to spend some time with the Achieving the Dream leaders at Eastern Maine Community College in Bangor, Maine, who joined ATD in 2012 and are leading the way for the Maine consortium of all 7 colleges. It was an enlightening experience, even though it turned out to be by phone because it was December, it was Maine, you know the rest. 10 inches of snow got in the way. What I learned from those folks about our results at EMCC and of the initial involvement of our 7 other colleges and the systems administration is that our community colleges are coming to count on the Achieving the Dream framework to build and sustain campus-wide cultures of student success, looking to data to identify where the most pressing problems and the most promising opportunities are. And with that data begins courageous conversations fundamental to long-term sustainable improvements in the success of students and thus the state of Maine. And this is just one small state. As I look out at the audience, I'm aware that an impressive 40 states are represented here. To me, that signals a strong wave of change is about to happen across the country, the result, I know, of a lot of hard work. And internationally, as you heard from Karen, Achieving the Dream has had a similar effect in South Africa, and we're delighted at the Kresge Foundation to have helped 42 South Africans join us here in Nashville. Please join me in recognizing them again. What I have learned through years of corporate leadership and change is that change is never easy. Rosabeth Moss Cantor of Harvard Business School once told me, change is not about the hard stuff, it's about the soft stuff. And Elaine, she said, remember, it's all the soft stuff. The culture change, the soft stuff, happening in community colleges across the country, that change is never quick, and it can be messy, but the payoff can be great. And in that vein, I'd like to close with a story. In 2015, I was honored and invited to be the commencement speaker at Eastern Maine Community College. More than 500 students graduated that day, their largest graduating class ever to that date. After I spoke, I stood on the stage and shook hand after hand after hand. Graduates of all ages, races, and backgrounds. One by one, I looked them in the eye. To see them up close achieve their dream, in most instances in front of their entire family, some 10 or 12 members who had been there an hour before to save the seats. And I knew that all of their lives had changed for the better because of that diploma. That was a moment for me. And that, I know, is what each of you are making happen. So with that, I want to thank you for your attention. I want to wish you a wonderful week at Dream 2018. Thank you.
Thank you, Elaine. We appreciate the Foundation's generous support of Achieving the Dream and also for this year's sponsorship of the Leah Meyer Alston Award. Having been a recipient of the Leah Meyer Alston Award in 2014, this is for me one of the milestone moments of Dream 18's opening session. This is when we come together to celebrate the exemplary accomplishments of our colleagues in advancing student success. For this year's award, Achieving the Dream revised the selection process, moving from an open application to an invitation process. 58 ATD colleges were invited to apply for this year's award, a $25,000 prize. Colleges were invited to apply if they met two sets of criteria, one around their status within the ATD network, the other around their outcomes. Invited colleges had earned Leader College status and had participated in Achieving the Dream since at least 2014, but they could not have won the award between 2013 and 2017. In addition, invited colleges met one of 4 data criteria around improvements around graduation rates, transfer rates, and other criteria. So I'm pleased to say that this year a record number, 25 colleges, applied for the award and were evaluated. And tonight, I'm going to turn the podium back to Elaine. We're going to announce this year's winners of the Leah, Meyer, Austin Award.
Well, I'm proud to have the honor of presenting this year's Leah Meyer Austin Award. The award was established in 2008 by the Lumina Foundation to recognize the outstanding achievements of community colleges in supporting and promoting student success through the principles of achieving the dream. The award is given in honor of Leah Meyer Austin, an Achieving the Dream board member and the former senior vice president at the Lumina Foundation. It was her visionary leadership that shaped Achieving the Dream. Award winners have sustainably transformed their institutions by shaping programs, practices, and services across the entire institution to promote success for all students. These institutions have dynamic and committed leadership who cultivate a culture of evidence and broad, active engagement of stakeholders and pay particularly close attention to the needs of low-income students and students of color. As the landscape of community college reform has evolved since 2008, so has the Leah Meyer Austin Award. Originally, this award was given to colleges for specific achievements, such as significant improvements in developmental education, reform, community engagement, or strong leadership. Since 2013, the award has been made for systemic institutional change across the whole college. This year we have co-winners with distinctly different stories to share of their student success journeys. This year's winners are Odessa College and Texarkana College. Two winners from the great state of Texas. I'll ask each winner to come on stage in a moment, but first, a couple points about Odessa College. Odessa College addressed enrollment and completion challenges. The college put all dimensions of the college operation on the table for reform and doubled down on two interventions: their drop rate improvement program and shortening the semester from 16 to 8 weeks. The college's process of data discovery led to the development of a set of leading indicators for student success, including enrollment, in-class retention, course success, and persistence toward degree completion. Faculty implement specific classroom practices that increase a student's connection to each of their courses. The college's 8-week semester allows students to focus on fewer courses without incurring any additional tuition costs or delaying progress to degrees. By keeping students in class and continuously assessing their performance, the college knows immediately if a student runs into a challenge. The administration can then respond by providing support to both the students and the instructors. The college increased and nearly doubled the 3-year graduation rate for all students by 11 percentage points, from 12% to 23%. In addition, the college increased and more than doubled the graduation rate for Hispanic students, the college's largest demographic group. Now, with Hispanic students graduating at a higher rate than white students, the college has closed their equity gap. Will President Greg Williams and the Odessa team please join me?
Thank you, Elaine. We appreciate it very much. Also, to my friend, James Henry Russell from Texarkana College, I am so proud of you and your team. Congratulations to you. I would like to thank the entire Achieving the Dream family on behalf of all of these wonderful people who stand here with me today. Karen, thank you for your leadership with Achieving the Dream. The Achieving the Dream Board, thank you for your great efforts and the work that you have done through the years. I am now proud to be among you, and I was kind of having to pinch myself when I was looking across the table from Leah, Meyer, Austin yesterday. I mean, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool, and we are proud. I would like to thank our coaches, Brad Phillips and Frank Rentz, who have been with us since 2009, since we have been a part of Achieving the Dream for that period of time. And they have done wonderful work with us, for us. We've had a number of battles. For some of you who might be uncomfortable at first, hang in there. It will be okay. Continue. I would like to begin the congratulations by congratulating the Odessa College students. They are wonderful people. As you heard, we are a majority minority. They have done tremendous work. They come to work every day. They study hard. We support them hard. We love them, and we care about them. I'd also like to thank our entire community who have stood with us, supported us, and given us the things that we need in order to help our students. I'd like to thank the entire Odessa College team, and even though it might appear that we brought each and every one of them with me, we did not. We left a number of them back, but I am so proud of this team. They're doing some of the best work in the country, and I try to tell them that each and every day. That team begins with our Board of Trustees, and we have 3 of them with us today. They have provided support, encouragement, and they have wanted us to do things outside of the traditional boxes of education. I also thank our faculty for the work that they are doing, our entire staff, and also the administration of Odessa College. We believe in innovation. We believe in taking risks. We do not believe in settling. You will find that innovation is a key for us. And while I acknowledge that really good things have happened for us at Odessa College, I also must say that we are still in a state of becoming, because we want to be the best community college in the nation. Not so that we can hold it over someone's head or so that we can beat someone with it, but so that we can be so aspirational, so that we can be so encouraging, so that we can be beacons for others to say, or who say, how do you do that? How are you making those accomplishments happen? How are you achieving in the ways that you are? And then it is incumbent upon us to share that, to give others the keys to our success. That's what we're all about. We're proud to be here. We're excited for each and every one of you. Thank you for being at Dream. Let's have a wonderful conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you, President Williams. Inspiring. Next, a few highlights for Texarkana College. Texarkana College addressed a financial crisis and put student success at the center of its work, and 7 years ago embarked on a holistic change process. The college followed an implementation plan which articulated clear strategies to to increase student success and persistence. Although institutional funds were limited, Texarkana College invested in professional development for faculty, ensuring successful implementation and strong student benefit. They intentionally tackled a great number of reforms all at the same time and all at full scale. Texarkana tied these reforms together into one coherent strategy. Texarkana worked with its community leaders by successfully expanding the size of its local tax base and securing donations from community organizations. The college therefore addressed its financial crisis. Today it's clear that the college's strategy paid off. Texarkana has tripled the graduation rate from 10 to 31%. The college's The college is narrowing their equity gap. The graduation rate for black students, their second largest demographic group, increased by 18 percentage points, from 4 to 22%. Will President James Henry Russell and the Texarkana College team please come to the stage to accept your Leah Meyer Austin Award.
Wow, the pressure's really on. Greg, where are you? You did so well. I've been telling myself all day long, don't cry up here, don't cry up here. This is a really, really big deal for Texarkana College. I can't think of a group better to share it with than Odessa College. Greg Williams has been a mentor of mine since I came to Texarkana College, and believe it or not, that's also when I came into higher education. Texarkana College, myself, everybody up here has just been surrounded by so many friends that taught us about higher education, that taught us about student success, that told us someday we could be here when I don't think anybody on this stage or those back at home watching right now thought back in 2011 that we could be here. Everyone would have told you that you were absolutely crazy. But I think it really started with some crazy Achieving the Dream coaches. And we're so glad to have two on the stage, Jen Liddon and Martha Ellis, two of the best, and then Dr. Kent Farnsworth that was with us for a few of those really tough first years. Let's give them a big round of applause. And just to show who they really are, they told me 10 minutes before this started, you can celebrate tonight, but we're showing up for our visit in a month, and you better be ready for us because we're going to be harder than ever. And that's what Achieving the Dream does. And again, we just can't thank this group enough for all that they have done. I have the most amazing faculty and staff of anybody that you're ever going to meet. There's a few here, but there's a bunch back home. They have been asked to do so many things. When we had no money whatsoever, they had to teach more. When we can't afford advisors, they have to do that also. It's a great group that got in their mind that they'll do whatever it takes to make our students successful. We started seeing a little bit of change, a little bit of success, and everyone just got excited and kept going and going and going. My Vice President of Instruction, Dr. Donna McDaniel, is back here. She is the instructional leader on the campus. I know I'm supposed to be. I don't understand it near like she does, and I brought her to the college with me, and she has done an amazing job focusing everything we do on our students, and I'm just so proud of her and all of the hard work that she did. We have done a lot of crazy things that Achieving the Dream has taught us over the last few years, and without a great board of trustees and without great philanthropy, there's no chance you will have at this. We were able to bring along with us Mike Sandifer, and he brought his wife Vicki. Wave to everybody, Mike. He was my board president during some of these toughest times. Now he's on our foundation board. We have Mr. Fred Markham from the Texas Pioneer Foundation. He'll be mad, but wave, Mr. Markham. I went to funder after funder for crazy ideas, and they all said no, and Mr. Markham always said yes. And one of the reasons we're here is because we had a board of trustees that believed in what we were doing, wanted to get here today, believed in student success, and they supported us, and some funders that would do it. So, and I can't get off this stage without thanking the other 50 community colleges in Texas, and especially my 7 other East Texas community colleges. I'm telling you, I knew nothing about higher ed when I got to Texarkana College, and I am not exaggerating, they'll tell you. And they opened their books and they shared everything they had with us. They didn't care who won. And we are a wonderful case study for if you don't care who wins and you work together, you come to groups like this, you share your best practices openly, and you don't care who gets the credit, great things can happen, and it's just wonderful. And I think we are Facebook live stream. We're probably not supposed to, but we break a lot of rules at Texarkana College. My wife couldn't make it, and I hope she's listening right now. She has been, gosh, my rock for the last 7 years through a lot of this. And Rosemary, I love you and thank you. Thank you all so much.
Thanks to President Russell for those great remarks. And how about another round of applause, please, for our 2 outstanding colleges.
Well, thank you, Elaine. Thank you again to the Kresge Foundation. Congratulations to Odessa and Texarkana. A lot of times out in the field, I'm asked about Georgia State. We want more of the Georgia State story. We want to learn from Georgia State. Well, we have a number of Georgia State stories here, and tonight I think we showcase 2 of the best. So congratulations again, Odessa and Texarkana, doing great work. At Achieving the Dream and at all the colleges represented here today, we're making it possible for students to be the authors of the lives they want to live, the stories that they want to tell, because that is the American dream. On Friday morning, Richard Blanco will do the closing keynote address, and in his book, he writes, "Long before we take our first breath, there's a plot well underway with characters and a setting we did not choose, but which were chosen for us." Bringing a student voice into Dream demonstrates to our colleges the power of student voices and stories. stories in helping us to transform our colleges in support of student success. I had an opportunity this afternoon to have lunch with our Dream Scholars, who I'll introduce in a few seconds. And I asked them a question, you know, when I say the word dream, what does that mean to you? I also asked them, what does achieve mean to you? And what does completion mean to you? Hopefully I'll be able to share some of those answers over the course of the week. But I'll share one of the answers around what does dream mean. One of the students said, my dream is connected to my story and my background. My dream is not just for me, it's for others. It's for future generations. This year, we selected 7 Dream Scholars from 68 applications representing 40 Achieving the Dream colleges. And throughout each plenary this week, the students will share their stories. And as is our tradition at the Friday plenary, the students will reflect on their dream experience. So I want to introduce to you all 7 Dream Scholars right now, and I'm going to bring 2 up to close the plenary session. Where are the Dream Scholars, first of all? Okay, there they are. So I'm going to introduce you. And please stand when I call your name. Dolores Cortez, Institute of American Indian Arts. Kenneth Glenn, Lorain County Community College. Mardwina Lasior, Broward College. Janae Parker, Columbus State Community College. Elda Prey, Bergen Community College. Emory Sutherland, Southwestern Indian Polytechnic Institute. Kien Trong, Portland Community College. Now please welcome our first 2 Dream Scholars who have the courage to be first. I don't know, but I don't know which one has the courage to be the first. So I'll let Kenneth and Elda decide. Up, rock, who got it? It's up to you guys. All right, Elda, welcome, Elda.
Hello, everyone. I am from a country where women cannot lead. I am from a country where women cannot science. I am from a country where women do not say no. I am from a country where this woman dared to say no. I am from my father's frowns and rails when I first thought I would pursue writing. I am from the feelings of every character in my completed novels, from Justin Dorm, who changed souls every time he woke up, from Albert Einstein, who searched for him to prove reality does not exist, from Homunculus, the AI robot that told them the truth that they were all words on this 19-year-old's piece of paper. I am from my mother's doubt after telling her that I would be a leader in Phi Theta Kappa. I am from the words of that girl at my election who told me, "You inspired me." From the International Honor Society that fuels that inspiration. From every Kappan that voted for me as New Jersey president. From the scholarship, leadership, service, and fellowship that will be part of me long after I complete my degrees. I am from my aunt, who called me a hypocrite and self-absorbed, who doesn't believe that I get stuck studying in the library evenings. I am from the email I got back from Jack Kent Cook, saying I was a semifinalist. Thank you. From the 4.0 that I have known my whole life, from all the opportunities that Bergen Community College has offered, from the STEM department, tutoring center, and great professors' advice that will hopefully get me to Jack Kent Cook's 120 grand scholarship. I am from the skepticism of my friends when I began developing a new math. I am from the journal where my math paper was first published, from the sines and cosines that we know and love, from Fibonacci, who gave me his spiral to work with, from the notebook where my spiral trigonometry was born, which I named Trigonacci, and like a mom, I have nurtured ever since. Thank you. I am from the words fraud, selfish, smartass, illogical, and daydreamer. And I am from the scholarships, the research, the aid projects, the tutoring, and the networks. I am from prejudice, racism, mistrust, disappointment, but also admiration, inspiration, success, happiness. I am from them all. I am from Newton, from Gauss, from Einstein. I am from Dr. Faust, King Lear, and Mrs. Helmer. I'm from every genius and every idler that came before me. I'm from every novel page, every integral, every painting and vector. But most importantly, I am from the pale blue dot where anything is possible. I'm from the oldest caves, from the youngest buildings. I'm from generations and generations and generations of one race. From every dust of every star of every galaxy. I am from where you are from. I am from the universe, where a woman, this woman, says yes. Thank you.
Enjoy it, Elda. All right, Kenneth Glynn, here he comes, Lorain County Community College.
I come from a small framed, hard nosed, not taking anything from anyone, sharp dressing mother who grew up in Eufaula, Alabama, and migrated to the north during a great migration at the age of 9 and landed in Elyria, Ohio. Betty J. Bugg, by 17, was pregnant with her first child, a son, Kenneth Lionel Glenn. My grandmother made her keep me because she wanted to give me up for adoption. So my mother had to grow up quickly. I didn't meet my real dad until I was in my 30s after I completed 10 years of service in the United States Army, honorably discharged in 1994. I come from a mother who raised her oldest child to wash clothes, make dinner, and make sure the house was clean before she got home from work. Oh yeah, I was chiseled a little different than most of the kids I grew up with, especially my siblings. I was small-framed, hard-nosed, not taking anything from anyone, sharp-dressing brother. I come from struggling with my emotions. I come from barriers that I had to knock down to save my life. I remember when I attended school for the first time It scared me to see how far the other kids was ahead of me. I come from Elyria, a small town 33 miles west of Cleveland, Ohio. Well, once a melting pot full of races who lived and thrived together. A true reflection of the rainbow that skied over the city. I come from the south side of Elyria, a place that gave me the essence of the closeness of family, even though there were holes in the fabric of my own family. I come from the streets after streets, surrounded by friends whose family became my own. I come from thriving through their love. I come from the south side of E-Town, where kids today are being raised by single parents growing up in one of 3 metropolitan housing communities, and with no one to guide them or break the cycle of poverty. I come from kids who have been swept up in street life and homes that have been abandoned. I come from the once picturesque rainbow that has disappeared from the sky. I come from the south side of E-Town, where you dream with your eyes wide open. I come from the courage to go back to school after losing my job at the local steel mill, 20 years of back-breaking work that filled my banking account but emptied my soul. I come from the mentoring of my professors and the counseling that I received from my advisors. I come from the new passion that they gave me to receive my first degree in 18 months. I come from Lorain County Community College, where my dreams became a reality, where everyone smiles at you and shares in your successes, where people like me rise to the next level, where our dreams become the keys to unlocking our once trapped lives. Yes, I come from Betty J. Bugg, the south side of E-Town, Elyria, Ohio, the United States Army, and yes, Lorain County Community College, and a dream that has come true. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Elda and Kenneth, for helping us to never forget that the ultimate purpose of our work is not necessarily about structural redesign or guided pathways or data and technology. It's really about individual lives. So thank you for sharing your stories. This concludes the opening of Dream 18, and I invite you to join us at the opening reception in the exhibit area.